Hey, what's up, everybody? You guys are tuned in for another episode of The Journey. You guys are joined here with me, Joseph Jenkins of JC Movement, and I'm here this week to go in another little episode about The Journey. Before we get rolling, I just want to say thank you all top for joining us. Spotify. Thank you guys from the bottom to the top of our hearts for you guys even considering looking at this video and checking it out. One thing that I want to talk about is what JC Movement is. JC Movement Inc. is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that is organized for religious, charitable, education, and scientific purposes. We have a ton of things that we are trying to do inside this nonprofit. One being with our journey, our podcast. This is our somewhat religious, if you want to look at that type of thing, where we just take the different things about our life on the journey, relating it to God and how we apply it into our lives, to hopefully help push, motivate, educate people and inspire them. Another thing that we're doing is we have a awesome programs that are really derived towards or put together for youth education. In the midst of this pandemic, we're able to allow students to come into our organization house and to be able to just get the virtual learning that they need while their parents are able to maintain their work, that are fed breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner if we could, but of course nothing is free and it takes a lot of money, and we are a crowd-funded type of organization. So I'm always on the hunt to try to find donors and partners and different things of that nature. So even with our podcast or these videos, if you see it or you hear it, please feel free to always want to donate to JC Movement. You go to jcmovement.org, just hit donate, and you can also do it definitely helps to continue to build programs. All right, so now that we have gotten that out of the way, let's get into what our topic is about this week. This week we are delving into what happens next. What happens next? What happens next? So sorry. I think I did something. I messed up something. Let me see. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. All right. What happens next? All right. Last week, and I think I did a video probably about a couple of months or so ago back where I was talking about kind of like what hope is and different things of that nature. So if you want to go back and look at that video or that podcast, please do by all means. But today, we're going to delve into something that I was kind of dealing with this week, and that's really a lot of these videos of just different things that are on my journey of my life, and I feel like other people are dealing with these things on their own life. But I oftentimes think that, I ask God for something or I want something out of my life, and I believe it, and I want it to accomplish, I want it to happen, and then it'll happen. And then once the thing happens and once it manifests or it's being here, the next thing that I failed to realize is that I'm back in another situation or a place where I'm like, golly, this is difficult. This is hard again. What happened? Why am I here again? Why am I having to deal with this issue? Why am I having to deal with that? Because I just feel like I just came out of something. And why am I having to deal with this now? And I just believe myself here. And what really brought this more to my attention is that I was watching a movie. And in the movie, it's on Disney Plus. It's I work with kids, so I'm always watching kids and movies. But it was talking about, I think it was Onward, some form of that nature. And the young man had a ladder, or he had this power, whatever the case is. And he had a rod or a stick that he was trying to build a bridge to go across to the other side. And the only way for him to get across to the other side is that he had to believe that the bridge was actually there, even though he couldn't see it. And he did it for the first step. And after he did it for the first step, he stepped off and fell down because of the fact he didn't believe every step of the way. And that's what we're going to delve into today. We're going to delve into what faith and believing is, but also kind of how we have to believe what we want to happen every step of the way of our journey. You can't just believe that I'm going to do something here these first couple of weeks, these first couple of months, these years, bam, it happens. Then after it happens, things start getting difficult. They start getting a little bit hard because you're producing something, you're growing something. Now you have to continue to believe for the next part and the next steps and the next journey to accomplish the big vision and the things that you have. So, it's just like I'm believing that what happens after I get the car? What happens after I start the business? What happens after I go to school or I get accepted into school? What happens after I found my significant other? What happens after we start a family? What happens after I get the job that I have been working for so hard? Like, what happens the next steps? What is it that I need to do to get to these next steps? And even to the simple fact, for the friends who are watching this, who are saying, I'm just trying to figure out how do I get to the first step? What's the first step to believing to actually make something happen? So that's kind of where we're going to delve in and go today. Two things that I want us to look at. You always got to have some definitions. Definitions, I'm just a word type of person. So definitions help you to understand stuff to get a clearer picture about it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what is believe, the word believe. What is believe or believing? The definition for believe and believing is to accept something as true. I'm accepting something as true. I feel sure of it. So me personally, I'm accepting something and I am feeling sure about it. That's what believing is. Me, not anyone else. I myself am accepting something as being true. This is correct. This is right. This is what I want to do. This is me having my focus, my mindset on something I want to accomplish, something that I'm going to do. I am believing that this is going to pop off. This is going to happen, and I know it's going to be true. I know that this is going to work without a shadow of a doubt. I just have 100% hands-on attention and focus on that this thing is about to just go to the next level in my life. Now, take what you got from believe and let's put it with the definition for faith. Faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So now, if you really put those two sentences, belief and faith, right beside each other, you're starting now to understand that faith and belief are basically the same thing. I'm believing something means I have faith in it. I have belief and faith that I have my complete trust that this plan is going to work. Wherever you're sitting or watching, you have belief that your phone is going to work to play this video so you can listen to it. I have faith that this chair is holding up. I believe in this chair is holding up where it will not collapse. I have 100% of trust in whatever it is that I am thinking about or that I want to happen. That falls on you, on me. I am the individual who has to believe it. Wow, I really just got that one. I have to believe it. It doesn't matter if my mom believes it, my auntie, my granny, my cousin, my friends, whatever the case is. I am the individual or the person who has to believe. I'm the one who has to have faith in it in order for it to work. If I don't have it, it will not work. So I have to have 100% trust and confidence in someone or something. All right, so the scripture base that we'll kind of go to today, which comes from an Old Testament scripture, it's from the book of Hebrews. I'm trying to figure out what wisdom, anything that I'm pulling from the Bible, I'm always trying to get what is the wisdom that I can get from the story, the context from this book. All right, so in Hebrews 11:1, it's going to give us a clear definition of what faith is. It says, now faith is the confidence in what we hope for and the assurance about what we do not see. Faith is the confidence, complete trust, complete confidence in what we hope for. I'm hoping that I get into this school. I'm hoping that I get this job. I'm hoping that this business is successful. All of this stuff that I'm hoping for, I don't yet have it. But I'm hoping for it. I'm really thinking that I'm about to walk into whatever the thing that I'm desiring or I want. It's what I'm hoped for and the assurance of what I do not see. This is what faith is. This is what I'm believing in. I'm believing that when I get in my car, well, I know I have gas in it. That's one way of my assurance is because gas is in the car. But I know when I'm getting into the car that the car is going to start. I'm not even there yet, but I know for a fact it's when my assurance is on the fact that I know gas is in the car. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring, but I'm just assured that tomorrow is going to be a great day tomorrow. That I'm just putting everything, the pieces and puzzles together, and I'm just assuring that tomorrow is going to be a great day. I'm believing that tomorrow is going to be a great day, even though I haven't seen it or walked in it yet. Here's a definition for assurance. Assurance is a positive declaration intended to give confidence to a promise. It's giving confidence to a promise. And the crazy thing about a promise is already yours. You just have to go after it. And that's what God is saying and doing in our lives. We have so many promises that are on our lives that it's up to us to be the ones to go after the promise, to achieve it, to accomplish it, and do it, and not to get sidetracked and distracted by other things, or not even believe or pursue whatever it is that is inside of our heart that God is trying to push and promote us to go out there and do. It's up to us to be able to do it. All right? So where we're going to come from is this little text in Mark 11:12-25. I'm going to read kind of the first two verses, and then I'm going to skip down to the end because that's kind of like where the meat of it is. All right, so it says Jesus, and basically what it is Jesus is, he curses a fig tree. A little backstory behind the story is Jesus was going into a city. He was going to heal, save people, spread his message, be him, do him, because he's Jesus. In the midst of him going to do this, he got hungry. And he saw a tree and wanted to get some of the fruit from the tree. But when he bent down to look at the tree, there was no fruit on the tree. So Jesus cursed the tree and said that, no one will ever eat fruit from you again. And basically after he said that, they went on that journey and then the tree withered up and died. They came back and they looked and they was like, dang, Jesus, you remember when you said that? Look at that tree. There it is. And then Jesus gets into this whole thing about just believing and have faith in God. So here's what happened. It says, the next day as they were leaving Bethany, Jesus was hungry. Seeing in the distance a fig tree and a leaf, he went to find out it had any fruit. When he reached, he found nothing but leaves. Because it was not the season for figs. Then he said to the tree, may no one ever eat fruit from you again. And his disciples heard him say, all right, I'm going to jump down to 20. In the morning, as they were going along, they saw the fig tree withered from the roots. Peter remembered and said to Jesus, Rabbi means teacher, look, the fig tree you cursed has withered. Jesus Christ says this part right here. Have faith in God, Jesus answered, truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, think of how big a mountain is, go throw yourself into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, but believes what they say will happen, it will be done for them. I'm gonna read that part one more time. Have faith in God. Bam, that's one. You gotta have faith in God. You gotta believe in God. You gotta believe that God can do this, not you. Just throw that out there. I cannot build a business. I cannot have people come to support me. I can't get myself in school. I can't even get myself the job that I want, or the salary or the income I want. I believe that God is the one who can do that. That's me taking it off of me and putting it on someone a higher being, a higher power than me, and that's God. All right. So I tell you that if anyone have faith in God, I'd say if you tell this mountain, go throw yourself in the sea. Second, do not doubt in your heart, but believe that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. And when you stand praying, this is something big too that we'll get down to the end and break apart. When you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them so that your Father in heaven can forgive you of your wrongdoings. All right, 2 things that we got from this one that I got is, for one, I have to believe in God. We just went through and talked about what belief, that's confidence. That's the fact that even though I can't see it or see him or see his power, I believe that it's going to happen. I believe so strong that whatever it is that I just said I'm about to do, it's about to pop off and it's about to happen. On top of that, I'm not going to have any doubt in my heart. Because I can't say that, you know what, I'm about to get an A on this paper. Or I'm about to go sell the mess out of this, whatever it is that I'm about to do. Or I'm about to have a great day at work or whatever the case is. And then have some doubt that comes inside my heart. Because when that doubt comes inside my heart, everything that I just spoke into the air that I wanted to see make her happen, that doubt is what stops a lot of us from achieving the promises that we got in our life. You can have a great day. You can have a great life. But it's up to you to not stop yourself with allowing doubt to seep in, to steal the promise or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Because there's going to be something that's going to come to try to mess you up. You ain't going to have enough money. Somebody's going to look at you and they're going to probably piss you off. You may not have the necessity or tools that you need. And that's 9 times out of 10 what happens when the vision that you want for your life, that you got for yourself, is so big. It's big for you to have a good day because you need to have a good day in order to achieve or accomplish whatever it is. But you can't let that doubt throw you off from achieving or accomplishing that day. A key definition about doubt. Doubt is a feeling of uncertainty or lack of conviction. It's the feeling of I am uncertain that this thing is going to happen. I said that I'm going to start a business. I said it was going to be successful. I said this, I said that, I said all of this. But then there was this little part inside of me that was kind of saying, well, what if it doesn't work? What if I'm not the best person to lead this organization? There's probably somebody out there who's better than me. All that stuff that we think in the back of our head and ourselves, that's doubt. That's negativity. That stuff right there is the stuff that we have to push out of our brains in order to accomplish what it is that we're trying to do. Because we can't have that mindset if we want to be great. If we want to be a good brother, a good sister, a good father, if we want to be a good spouse, if we want to be a good owner of a whatever it is that we're trying to build and we're trying to do. If we're trying to be the best person to play this position or do X, Y, Z or go to school, we can't have a negative mindset with doubt on what we just said that we want to do for our purpose and that our future is. One thing that I want to kind of nail this in, there's a story in the Bible which comes from Luke where it talked about a woman who had an issue of blood for 12 years. Like she was bleeding internally for 12 years. Like there was nothing that this lady could do, that she could go to get help. She went to doctors, they couldn't find nothing wrong. She went here, they couldn't find nothing wrong. Now let's apply this to our life. You're starting whatever it is that you're doing. You feel that there's nobody who can help you. There's no one who can point you in the direction. You may feel like there's not the correct tools, whatever the case is, and you feel like it's you all by yourself and you're alone. Okay? The difference is with this lady, she believed that Jesus Christ could stop it, that Jesus Christ could heal it. Put this in your life. Believe that God can accomplish it, that God can do it. Believe that it can be possible because God is going to be the one to make it happen and make it pop off and make it jump. He's going to give you everything that you need. Back to the lady. The lady heard that Jesus Christ was coming in town. And she said, you know what? I got to get down there to him. I got to get down there to Jesus because I need him to do what I cannot do. I know for a fact that if I touch the hem of his garment, if I touch him, I'm going to be healed and I'm going to stop believing. That lady was dead set on the fact that if she went to Jesus, that her issue, her problem, whatever the case is, it was going to be OV. It was going to be finished because God had the power to do it. So she snuck out. She went down there. She got down there. She ducked low. She saw Jesus in the crowd. There was so many people around Jesus. She couldn't get to him, whatever the case is. So she had to get low. She touched his garment. And when she touched his garment, power left Jesus and she instantly became healed. After that, she was scared because she's like, oh man, I just touched Jesus. I'm healed though, but I don't want to get in trouble because I didn't ask him if I could touch him, whatever the case is. I just did it. So when she did that, Jesus found her. He says, who touched me? All the disciples who were walking him was like, Jesus, like, man, there's a lot of people around you, my guy. Like, I don't know who touched you. And he was like, but somebody touched me because power left me. Pay attention to that. Power left me. You have to understand power comes from God, not you. Not you, pastor. Not you, preacher. Not you, who these people who sit in these pulpits and all this other type of stuff. The power does not come from you. The power comes from God. And when you make people, this ain't even what we're talking about, but when you make people higher than God, that becomes an idol. Throw those people away and put God where he belongs and where he deserves. It's God. I can have a relationship and talk to God. I don't need people. I need God. God provides connections on my journey for me to be successful because he's the one who holds the power. All right. So he said power left me. He found a young lady and the lady said, it was her, she admitted, and he said, daughter, don't be scared because it was your faith, your belief that healed you. Go in peace. So it wasn't even the fact. Let me say it one more time. Daughter, he said to her, your faith, your belief, that's what healed you. Go in peace. Jesus was like, it's the fact that you believe so hard, my girl, that you got healed. It's the fact that you believe that if you got to me, that whatever your problem was going to be taken care of. And that's the same mindset that we have to have. We have to understand and believe that I believe this thing so much. I believe this thing is about to jump. It's about to happen. I'm not letting doubt inside of my head, inside of my body. I'm going after what it is so bad. And I'm believing that God is going to provide the power for me to accomplish it. for me to achieve it, for me to make it happen. He's going to give me strength. He's going to give me divine intervention. He's going to give me the ability. He's going to bring all the pieces in the puzzle together for this thing to work. And I have to drive out my doubt in order for me to be standing in the place where it's like, it happened. I'm healed. It is what it is. I got in school. I got this job. Not only on my first step, but let me try my second step. I'm still believing. My third step, I'm still believing. After my 5 years of writing a vision and accomplishing everything that I said on my platform, it's now time to do another 5 years. And I have to believe that same energy for the 5 years because my vision is so big. And because it's so big, I gotta continue to believe a little bit harder. That's why I got faith on it. I got faith on it. I believe on this thing so big that it's going to manifest and that it's going to happen. Because I am believing God to do what I can't do, and with His power, it will manifest and happen. All right, so how do we apply this in our life? We got to wrap up real quick. Because Jesus isn't walking around. Well, He ain't walking around healing people. So how do we apply this in our life? And quick ways that we can apply this in our life is that you got to understand when you believe in God now, that His Spirit lives inside of you. When Jesus Christ went on the cross and He died, on the day of Pentecost, His Spirit came down and fell on us. You got people who believe a whole different type of stuff. You're supposed to speak in tongues. And that's fine. If that's what you believe what you believe. But one thing about it that I believe that His Spirit lives inside of me. And because of His Spirit that lives inside of me, I now have access to Him. I have access to His power. I have access to His might because of the energy and His forces that lives inside of me. That's the reason why I can forgive people. That's the reason why I can love people. That's the reason why I can let things go. That's the reason why I can accomplish stuff. That's the reason why when you have hurt me because I feel a certain way towards you, it doesn't bother me because His Spirit is what grabs me, it holds me, it carries me, it keeps me while I'm able to keep it moving and keep it pushing. And I'm not even trying to be a religious, deep, over spiritual person, but it's just a real life thing. Why would I want to spend my time being angry or upset at you when I got things I have to accomplish and I got to do? I need God's help to get over you so I can focus on my goal. I can focus on what it is that I need to accomplish and what I need to do. So with that, we have to train our mind not to doubt and to believe so hard. We have to get a couple of people around us who can hold us accountable to say every single day, let's talk about our purpose. Let's talk about our vision. Let's speak life on it. Let's read, let's write it down. Let's look at it every single day so we can stay focused. So now the self-consciousness can start working on implying the visions and the goals. We have to read, we have to research so we can build whatever it is that we're trying to do. We have to push ourselves. Faith, believing without putting in the work is dead. If you just think God gonna do it, it's dead. You got to apply yourself to actually make it happen. You have to put in the work in the end and work towards your goal. You have to keep believing every single step. And something else that I want to say in these last 2 minutes is a key thing that you got from the scripture is He said, anything that you ask in my name, pray and it shall be given to you. But here's the thing. And when you are standing in prayer, if you hold anything against anyone, you have to forgive them. So your Father in heaven can forgive you of your wrongs. So if I want to be great, if I want to get in school, if I want to accomplish something, I got to let that hurt go. You have to let that hurt go. You want that business, you want that organization to go. You want God to bless it, you want it to move with His power, let that hurt go. When you let that hurt go, God can let everything that He has against you go so you can live and accomplish it. Wherever you are right now, I hope you've gotten something. Please share this video. Just put this in your mind, your heart, and your spirit as we end with our closing prayers. We say, thank you, God. Come into our hearts. Help us to turn away from all our wrongs and be all you have called us to be and do in Jesus' name. Thank y'all for joining me on my podcast. Please share and like this JC Movement podcast. Hit us up on jcmovement.org. Let us know what you feel and think. Always remember your purpose is so much bigger than you.